energy is the Queen of Swords. This is air energy. It could be a Gemini, a Libra, Aquarius, and it may be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. Now, this is an interesting depiction of this queen. She's got a crow on her head. Crows are extremely curious, bright, very intelligent, and it's representative of high intuition, which this queen relies on, both her intelligence and her intuition. And, it can represent a range of personality types. It may be someone who is distant, cold, aloof, could be the uninvolved parent. It could be somebody who is very ambitious to the point of ruthlessness. They're more concerned about career than a love life. It could be someone who has known sorrow. They know the shadow part of life. They may be divorced or widowed or separated. They may be without children. They may have suffered some kind of loss or hardship. And it may be someone who is professional, someone who's fighting on your behalf, giving you some advice, some wise counsel. She could be a psychologist, an attorney. She may be a professor. So someone in some kind of intellectual capacity. But it also represents traits that you'll be taking on today. Now, the queen is effective in what she does. She's a truth speaker. She's very direct. This is a lady that means business. She does not play. In fact, she's known as the warrior queen. And determined by her goal, she can make war or she can make peace. And she's okay either way. The truth is so important, and justice means so much that, your feelings, your emotions are secondary. And it's not necessarily that she doesn't care, but truth and justice takes a priority over everything. So she may be very effective, very inspirational. She's good at managing people. And whatever she does, whatever her causes are, whatever her goals, her ideas, they're meant to showcase her skill, her talent, her ability. So this could be a day where you are making some important decisions. It's a day where you want to clarify what your obligations are, what your interests are. And they may be, maybe it pertains to something medical, or maybe it pertains to something legal or professional. In fact, this is a day where you may be very concerned about taking better care of yourself. For whatever reason, that should be top priority today. So if there's something that you haven't been attending to, or something that you need to, this is a day to make that decision. And it could be a day where you're having to make difficult decisions. You may be focused on efficiency, organizing, planning. And because you're very directed toward a goal, you may resent, somebody taking you off course or taking you off schedule or disrupting the timetable. You're also a very good judge of character, or this person you're involved with is. This is a good negotiator because communication is a part of her skill set. Her tongue is powerful, and she can wield it for good or for evil. She, again, can be inspiring. She can cut people down to size. She can have biting commentary, sarcasm, sharp wit. This is someone very determined, very independent, sometimes too independent. This person can end up solitary. In fact, she often shows up when there are issues connected to separation or divorce. But that's not to say that's your story. Today may just be you very strong-willed, very determined, very ambitious about something, and also, concerned about making the right decision, being fair, or standing up for yourself in some way. Now, her negative is that, maybe she can get a little bit too far ahead of herself. Today is the day where maybe you set up some situations that really are more than you can handle. It's overreach. And you may be paying the consequences for some rash behavior, because swords act quickly, and they can be impulsive. There can be a rush to judgment. And you may discover today that someone is playing both ends against the middle, or they're acting on your behalf and also against you. This is someone in your circle. So they're playing a dual role, again, both for you and against you. Now, this may be a day where you're so determined to meet your goal or objective that in some form or manner you misrepresent yourself and who you are. And there's a lot of that these days. Some of you may be partnering with others, not really for perhaps the right reasons. Again, this is a queen who is very aware of pain and suffering. And so there may be a tendency to connect with people who have a certain kind of history. Maybe you share a past history of suffering and pain. And based on that, you believe that that makes a good match, when in fact you need more. You need some real interests, some mutual goals. Some of you may be more focused on getting what you want. This is the challenge of it all rather than the thing itself. Maybe it's a relationship. It's not really about the affection or the intimacy. It's simply about conquering. Can I attract what I want? Can I get what I want? And there's the tendency today to push things and people and matters just a little bit too far, to the point where you're coming off rather as a tyrant, or maybe someone you're dealing with is. Although this queen is always willing to make great sacrifice herself. So today you may be dealing with some consequences of mishandling something. It's a day that focuses on intellectual matters, communication, independence, perhaps career, using your analytical skills, and hopefully not to manipulate others for your advantage. Now, because this can be someone who feels angry. They feel that they've been treated unfairly. And in response to that, they can be spiteful. It can be a gossip. Somebody that's clever, maybe skillful, but they use that against what they perceive to be the enemy. So there can be some vindictiveness, some manipulation taking place today. And maybe somebody who secretly opposes you, someone who really doesn't want you to win. Again, in the most positive, this is a queen who uses her awareness of situations around her with her intuitive abilities to give that keen edge. And today is a day where coupling both of those may help you avert some kind of oncoming disaster or challenge at the last possible moment.